Is your debt causing you sleepless nights? Knock your debt out with Debt KO. And your debt won't be the only thing keeping you up at night. Debt KO, free, impartial advice on all your debt.
Andrew McCART, IFL TV, in association with MTK Global. Delighted again to be joined by one half of the Maloney brothers, Jason Maloney. Jason, first and foremost, how's things out in Vegas?
Andrew, how are you, mate?
I'm good, brother.
Yeah, everything's going pretty well, mate. We've been here for over 6 weeks now, and we're flying home tonight. Didn't get the results that we wanted, but it is what it is, mate. This is boxing. We'll keep moving forward, and we won't let this stop us. We'll go home, get back in the gym, and have a big year next year.
Definitely. And before we talk, obviously you didn't get the decision, you and Andrew didn't get the decisions that you were after, but before we talk about the controversial side of Andrew's contest at the weekend, I want to just go to your contest with Inoue a couple of weeks back. Good fight, but how good is Inoue? You've shared the ring with him, you felt his power and all this sort of stuff. How good is that man?
Yeah, he's exceptional, mate. And, I knew that going into the fight. I wasn't going in there thinking that I saw weaknesses or that I thought he was overrated. I wanted to fight him because I thought he was the best. And, yeah, he proved it, mate. There's no excuses. He was a better man on the night. No regrets, though. As I said, I want to test myself against the best, and I believed that I could beat him. And, being a fighter, even though he did stop me. I still believe I could beat him, but he was a better man on the night, and he's exceptional, mate. His speed and his explosiveness is, the best I've been in the ring with. And, there's no doubt that he's top two, one or pound for pound, maybe number one or number two in the world. And that's where he deserves to be. And, he's definitely going to have a very big future in the sport and no doubt a Hall of Famer. So, I'm grateful that I had the opportunity to share the ring with him, and I'm sure it's only going to make me a better fighter from the experience.
This is where I'm going to give you credit, Jason, because you said it there yourself that if you want to be the best, you've got to test yourself against the best. You see a lot of fighters don't want to take the fights. They want to protect their undefeated record or don't want to have 2, 3, 4, 5 losses on their record. But you want to test yourself against the best. Everyone knows, well, the majority of people probably know that Inoue is the man in the bantamweight division. But to give yourself some credit there, you wanted that fight, didn't you? You wanted to step in the ring and test yourself against somebody like him.
Yeah, 100%. And I think that's what all fighters should want to do. Unfortunately, it seems like it's not the case as much these days. A lot of these guys are businessmen. But no, I'm a true fighter. I want to fight the best. I want to put on the best fights possible. I'm a boxing fan. I want to see the great fights that everyone wants to see, and I want to be involved in these great fights. And as I said, I believed I could beat him, but I wasn't, scared of losing. I'm never going to let the fear of failure stop me from achieving my dreams and going as far as I can in this sport. So, of course, it was always going to be a hard fight for me, but I'm willing to roll the dice and go out on my shield and see how good I can be.
And you did just that. But you said you're going home back to Australia tonight. I know in Australia you've got a quarantine for 2 weeks in a hotel. But looking at 2021, Jason, what are you hoping for? Are you hoping to get back in world title contention as soon as possible?
Yeah, that's right, mate. We met up with Bob Arum yesterday in his office just to see them before we go home and see what's next. And, I just said, mate, obviously I'll fight anyone. But for me, I want to be world champion. And next year's got to be the year. I've had 2 opportunities at fighting for a world title now and unfortunately fallen short. But next year will be my year. And I just want to fight for another world title as soon as possible. So I'll fight anyone in the division. But, he asked me what my preference would be. And for me right now, I'd love to fight Casemiro next. If we can make that happen. But if not, obviously I've got to just get myself up the ratings again and get myself into a position where I can fight for another world title as soon as possible.
See, that's what I like about you, Jason. You just mentioned Casemiro. I mean, you could have went an easier route, but you went jump straight in with another top dog in the division, which is good. That's what I like to see in fighters, and like I say, I give you praise for that.
Yeah, thanks, mate.
Is it going to be third time lucky this time, though? Like you mentioned yourself,
Yeah.
there, this is going to be third time lucky.
100%, mate. And you know, I could have waited my time and waited to fight an easier fight rather than taking on Inoue, obviously. But as I said, I dared to be great, and I think Inoue's, you know, a level above the rest of the bantamweights at the moment, and I'm still confident I can beat any other bantamweight in the world, and I'm very confident that I can beat Casemiro or Ubali or any of the other champions. So I just want to get myself back into the position. And fight for another world title as soon as possible. And yeah, I'm very confident, mate. It's going to be third time lucky.
Definitely. Just jumping on to your brother Andrew then, I don't think I've seen one tweet or anyone saying that it was not a controversial decision on what happened. Was there a headbutt?
No headbutt, mate. No headbutt. You know, and it's a fight. There may be times where heads maybe brush close to each other, maybe even a small bump here and there. I don't know. But me being in the corner and being there on fight night, and obviously having reviewed the footage multiple times, there's no headbutt. There's no significant headbutt that comes even close to that eye that was injured. There's a couple of times where they brush side to side, I guess, closer to the other side of his face. But, you know, Franco's got a fractured eye socket. If you're going to see a headbutt of any significance that's going to fracture an eye socket, you're going to see that footage very clearly and straight away. They're reviewed both rounds multiple times for over half an hour while waiting in the ring. If there's any significant headbutt, you're going to say, there it is, right there. Show it. There's your evidence. It was a headbutt. But they couldn't find it. And they found multiple jabs, boof, 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 hitting that eye. One in particular we watched yesterday. We had the footage when we were in Bob's office and we all watched it. You see Franco come in with his hands up, his eye's fine. You see Andrew land a flush jab right on that eye, and then he moves away, and seconds later, the swelling's already started coming through. So it's very obvious that that was the punch that caused the damage, and he should have won by TKO.
Why do you think it took so long, though, the half an hour with the footage? And surely it shouldn't take that long. Surely it should be crystal clear that the fight... Why did you,
Exactly.
in yourself, why do you think it took so long?
Well, they were trying to find a headbutt that wasn't there. Like, the referee has a hard job. I understand that. He's got to make a decision, spur of the moment, split-second decision, and call what he thinks he saw. And he saw the swelling, and I think he assumed it was a headbutt. And he's called it, an accidental head clash. And it's wrong, but I don't blame him because he has a hard job, as I said. But when you've got this review system that you've brought in, which is fantastic, where you can go back and take the human error away from the referee and actually watch the footage and make a call, this would have been the perfect time for them to show how good that system can be. They go back and say, oh, look, no, it was that punch that caused the damage. Reverse the decision. The right person wins. Everyone goes, how good's that? We've got this review system that works. And the right person walked away with the belt around their waist. But instead, like you said, they spent half an hour trying to find a headbutt, couldn't find it, but stuck with the wrong decision. And now the whole world's blown up and there's all this uproar about boxing's corrupt and all this sort of thing, and just put a real bad taste in everyone's mouth about boxing. And it's terrible for the sport. And I love this sport. I want to see everyone talking about it in a good perspective. And this could have been that perfect time. They could have given Andrew the rightful winner and used the review system, and everyone would have said, how good's this? Instead, the opposite.
Exactly. A few days after the fight, though, how is Andrew right now? How is his emotions right now? Is he still pissed off, for lack of a better word?
Yeah, look, he's up and down. I mean, he's obviously very disappointed that he's not going home with his belt around his waist. And he's also disappointed because you saw how good he was looking. Andrew was on that night, and he's been through this whole training camp. He has been in just unbelievable form. And we knew that he was going to go out there and put on a clinic. And he started that clinic. He got the eye shut. He was going to destroy Franco. And now, obviously, everyone's like, oh, you'll get the rematch. But it's not the same. He didn't get to go out there and show the whole world what he's capable of. He just spent 5 months working his ass off and he doesn't get the reward. And yeah, you might get a rematch, but that's another 5 months down the track. You know, it's not right. But Andrew's in good spirits. You know, he's had a lot of support from all over the world. Everyone knows he's the champion. It's not the same as having the belt around your waist, but he's just going to take it in his stride and keep getting better.
The thing is as well, if he does get the rematch, the trilogy fight, the third fight, hopefully it'll be with fans this time. You know what I mean? You might get that. There might be some sort of light at the end of the tunnel for him that he might get to fight in front of him. Maybe in Australia, who knows?
That's right. Yeah, we spoke to Bob about that yesterday, and he's really keen on putting the fight on in Australia. We're allowed fans down under now, so yeah, we could put the fight on in a stadium and have 20,000-30,000 of our friends and family and everyone back home that support us to be there and share that special moment with us. So that is the positive of the whole situation, is that the third time for him will be very special.
Would you and Inoue be on the undercard? The rematch for you?
Me and Casemiro, maybe, mate. That'd be good.
So finally, before I let you go and probably get some breakfast, what are the hopes for the Maloney brothers in 2021? I'm guessing both with world titles around your waist.
Yeah, that's it, mate. A breakout year for us. Both, at some point in the year, and hopefully, obviously, finishing the year, both of us with belts around our waist. Whether that's one each or more, we'll see. But yeah, we definitely, it's going to be a breakout year for us. Some really big wins. And yeah, both finished the year with world titles around our waist, and really cement ourselves as two of the best in our divisions, and ready to take over.
Definitely. Well, that's a perfect way to end this interview. Jason, again, enjoyed my time with you. Thank you so much for doing this for IFL TV. I know you've got a few hours left in Vegas, so enjoy as much as you can. And I'll feel for you because I know you've got a quarantine for 2 weeks in a hotel. I've just spoke to Ebony Bridges and she said it's tough, but good luck to you, brother. I know it's tough, but good luck to you.
It's tough, mate. But yeah, always good to speak to you, mate. Appreciate it. And we'll catch up soon.
Definitely, my man. Stay safe and I'll speak to you soon, Jason.
Cheers, mate.
Thank you.
Is your debt causing you sleepless nights? Knock your debt out with Debt KO. And your debt won't be the only thing keeping you up at night. Debt KO, free impartial advice on all your debt.